The Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council has asked MPs from the state of Kerala to vote in favour of the Waqf Amendment Bill, which has faced opposition from both the Congress and the left in the state. Now, the BJP, of course, has welcomed this body's support to the bill. Remember, the KCBC is a powerful organisation of Catholic bishops in Kerala belonging to the Syro-Malabar, Latin and also the Syro-Malankara churches. Now, these are important sects of Christians in the state. Now, the CBCI, which is the central body, has also asked MPs to take a constructive decision on this, specifically talking about the Munambam matter. Now, the Munambam matter has become central to this demand for reform in the way Waqf properties are administered across the country. Kerala State Waqf Board has staked claim over 404 acres of land in Ernakulam district's Munambam coast, which is a land inhabited by families, generations of 600 Christians and Hindu families that are now fighting a legal dispute with the State Waqf Board for a land they have lived on for generations. Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Rijiju on Monday has slammed the opposition members, saying that those opposing the bill are powerful people while accusing them of misguiding the Muslim community. He has further stated that criticizing the bill was everybody's right, but the criticism should be substantial. That's what he has said. As the government gets ready to reintroduce the Waqf Amendment Bill in the ongoing session of the Parliament, what can one expect? What must we know? Is this about bringing in more transparency or assuming more control of properties that are owned by Waqf boards? Waqf, as the third largest land-owning entity in India, presides over a community that continues to face education, healthcare and socio-economic challenges, the Muslim communities. So surely reform is not a bad idea, but what should those in power do to assuage the fears of this community, and have those efforts been made in regard of the Waqf Amendment Bill? That's what we will discuss tonight. Let's first look at some political reactions.
You want to accuse the Kerala Catholic Bishop Council of being under the influence of RSS? What a bizarre statement, given what can be a more, unfounded allegation, you can say. A small group within the Muslim community who are misusing the Waqf properties for their personal gain. Some mutawallis and Waqf boards and some of the influential leaders have manipulated the Waqf properties for their personal gain. So when they resist, I can understand. Because for the first time, we are going to ensure that the Waqf properties are used for the welfare of the common Muslims. My special appeal to everybody is, when we are preparing to bring Waqf Amendment Bill in the Parliament, we must participate in the debate and discussion on the floor of the House. Outside the Parliament, a record numbers of deliberations, consultations have taken place. JPC has gone on record to have the widest ever consultation process and highest ever representations being received in the history of democratic India. No other committee has gone so deep. Now, when the bill is ready, I want to request all the political parties to participate and make your point on the floor of the Parliament. Please don't mislead. In the past few days, I have received very disturbing news of misleading and spreading lies. Some of the specific thing I want to tell, that some people are saying that this Waqf Amendment Bill is unconstitutional. This Waqf rule, these Waqf provisions, these were in existence before independence. How can Waqf Act be illegal if it was in existence before the independence?
So India's Parliamentary Affairs Minister Rijiju saying that there's nothing unconstitutional about the Waqf Amendment Bill. That's all set to be tabled again in the Parliament in the coming days. We're told that it could be reintroduced on Wednesday. The bill, which, remember, sailed through a JPC, a Joint Parliamentary Committee, evading all the changes and suggestions proposed by the opposition MPs, is expected to spark fierce protests both inside and outside the Parliament. What does this say about the nature of the bill, and how is there a need to be worried about the bill, and what is the government doing with regard to concerns of the Muslim community? To talk about all of this, joining us now is Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Minister of State at the centre and also presently the Kerala State President of the BJP. Thank you, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, for joining us on NDTV. Congratulations, sir, on the new responsibility. My first question to you, how do you see the support of institutions such as Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council for the Waqf Amendment Bill? Even the CBCI, which is the central body for Catholic bishops, has also brought out a statement saying that residents of Munambam in Ernakulam, who have been facing this legal dispute with the State Waqf Board, they should get justice. How do you see this kind of support?
Look, this is a reasonably commonsensical open and shut issue. There are many people. These are very poor people from Munambam, hundreds of families that have had the threat of their land and property being seized hang over their head for several years now. And nobody has really paid any attention to them. Nobody has helped them. There has been a lot of lip service before every election. The CPM and the Congress trots out there and makes these vague, vacuous promises. And they remain at risk and peril of losing their land to the Waqf. And the only solution for this is to correct the anomalies, correct the distortions in the Waqf Act as it is in the statute book today. And it is very clear that that Waqf Amendment Bill is the only way people in Munambam, in Kerala in particular, and elsewhere in the country, they can have their constitutional right to property be protected. So it is, for me, it is very logical and indeed a sense of duty for every MP to go out there and solve the problems of the people who are facing these problems by participating in the debate and passing this Waqf Amendment Bill. So therefore, the call from the Kerala Bishops Council of Kerala Bishops Council, Catholic Bishops Council, then the Syro Malabar Church has also issued their call to the MPs, and then CBCI today is part of a growing clamor of people, Christians, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains. Everybody is saying that these type of distortions should not continue on our law book, and this is a land of laws, this is a land of equal rights, and this is a land where the constitution prevails, and therefore the Waqf Act ought to be amended. So it is really for MPs like Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who have recently parachuted into Kerala, and the other MPs of the Congress to make clear their position, because they are the ones who go waving the constitution. They are the ones who talk about constitutional rights. And so therefore, I believe, at least for this, they should abandon their appeasement politics and they should do the right thing by the people of Munambam and people all over the country.
Right. Also, Mr. Chandrasekhar, the government has claimed that the amendments are intended at uplifting the backward sections of the Muslim community and also bring in transparency. But many in the Muslim community say, and also some opposition politicians are saying, that the government is making serious amendments to an important law that concerns the faith of Muslims. There have been no consultations, that's what they're claiming. And all of this is a violation of the Indian Constitution.
So this is an outright lie, isn't it? I mean, even the most apolitical person today will know that there has been a long consultation that has been held. Anybody today who's observing this play out knows that there is this distortion and aberration in the act that gives a very asymmetric power to a body that is non-transparent, that is not accountable to anybody under the law, that can, at the whim and fancy, decide that this land belongs to them and can usurp the land without recourse to any other legal process. So this cannot be right by any stretch of imagination. And what is being done today is by no means, even if you are the worst critic of the government, you cannot find any logic or rationale to make the point that this is against any community. This is essentially bringing every community to the same level playing field, giving everybody the equal opportunity to own property without the fear of having that property being grabbed by somebody else. And B, the body that is supposedly looking after the welfare of poor Muslims should be doing that and not be taking land meant for the poor Muslims and giving it to rich builders, as we are seeing in Karnataka, as we have seen for decades all around the country. and making a few elite people in that organization and that community rich. So therefore, transparency is good for that community. There is nothing in this Waqf Amendment Bill that I have heard of or seen or read or heard that is any way directed at any community. This is about giving equal rights to every Indian, which is the core ethos, core value of our Indian constitution. And anybody opposing this is either lying through his teeth or is just simply doing what we know is being played out, which is appeasement politics and pandering to some people's fears.
Right. Mr. Chandrasekhar, also there are certain amendments, specifically the critics of the bill cite this one provision that allows for non-Muslims to become members of Waqf boards or councils. They say that even the Devaswam board in Kerala, which oversees the governance of public temples in Kerala, can only have Hindus as members, but the Waqf bill violates that norm.
I certainly am not the Minority Affairs Minister. I am not the expert on the subject. But if, let's assume for a minute, there are some legitimate issues like this, and if this qualifies as legitimate, I don't believe that it only has to be a Muslim to look after the interests of Muslim. I think every Indian today or every member of parliament is duty bound to serve everybody, every Indian citizen. So I don't, first of all, subscribe to that, but be that as it may, if this is an issue, then they should debate this in parliament. What is the problem? Why would you shut the door on any discourse, any debate? What are you afraid of? Let's assume that this is a legitimate issue and you have many more legitimate issues. The place that our founding fathers designed for these type of debates to happen is the parliament. It is certainly not misinformation. It is certainly not the social media where you plant these fake stories and then have a group in the community getting very agitated. So therefore, let's be clear. We are a mature country with the largest democracy in the world. Big issues, small issues, tough issues, easy issues. The place for parliamentarians to debate and discuss this and arrive at a solution and an answer that is equitable and fair to everybody is the parliament.
Also, Mr. Chandrasekhar, it was quite a surprise to see Catholic bodies openly supporting this bill. Would you see support for the bill coming from non-BJP quarters now? And what would your suggestions to parliamentarians be now as the bill is all set to be reintroduced?
I don't know why you would be surprised, because I am not surprised. Because when it comes to looking after the interest of those who have problems, especially those who are vulnerable, it is really the duty of every social organization, every political party to step up to the plate and solve the problem. We can't have a situation where some people suffer and some people don't. That is not, it's not a selective public service that MPs are swearing on the Constitution when they swear on the Constitution. So therefore, this is to be, and this is my appeal to the Congress MPs, for once, especially the Congress MPs in Kerala, for once, step away from this temptation to do appeasement politics and pandering to one community. Do the right thing by those who are truly today requiring their MPs to support them, help them solve a problem that has been hanging on their head for a long, long time. That is the right thing to do, and I hope they do the right thing.
Right. Thank you, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, there for joining us, former MOS at the centre and presently the BJP chief of Kerala. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on NDTV. As the Parliament gets ready to deliberate on the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024, a land row in Kerala has become national news. The Kerala State Waqf Board included the disputed land in Munambam Coast in Ernakulam, which is inhabited by almost 600 families, most of them Christians, in the Waqf register as a Waqf property. Now, the occupants of the land in Munambam have been protesting for several months, demanding that the revenue rights of their holdings be restored. They claim to have purchased the holdings from a trust for which the property was reportedly given as Waqf in 1950. Philip Joseph, a resident of Munambam, also an activist now, joins us for a chat. In fact, I spoke to him earlier today, and the first question that I asked him was, the Munambam issue entails the claim of 600 families at Munambam in Ernakulam district, sir. And this is regarding 404 acres of land that the Waqf board claims to be Waqf property. You, along with others, have been protesting for years for the land that you've lived on for generations. Can you tell us what this issue is all about and where does it stand now?
First of all, I just really thanking NDTV to be online. First, I just wanted to inform you, we were not fighting for months. It's been almost 4 years we've been fighting about this, what has happened to us. It's almost nearly 4 years we've been part of this invasion. I would call it an invasion by this organization called Waqf Board. So I'm a fifth generation for my family. I've been I'm 51 years old. So I'm a fifth generation of my family. We ourselves have a family history of around 160 years with written documents and everything. And so my house, what I'm staying right now, it is what I have inherited from my parents. So what this Waqf Board has done to us, it's been a part of a big conspiracy which has been created by this invaders. I call them invaders. And you need to know the land which we are staying in, which I am part of this fisherman fraternity. We are on a piece which Waqf Board of Kerala claims there is 410 acres, which is absolutely wrong and which is a big lies they have created, a part of their conspiracy. We are only here 610 families in which it's and you need to know another fact. In this 3.5 long kilometer, 3.5 hour, the claim which they have put is on a 3.5 stretch, and it's an island. In this 3.5 kilometers, there is not even a single Muslim family. That is one of the biggest conspiracies. You know, they don't have a history to show. Even if you go back, like they say that this belongs to, which is a part of a big conspiracy.
But Mr. Joseph, there have also been many reports about this, saying that residents purchased it from the Farooq College in 1960s when the college management tried to evict them. Can you help us clarify if the families that have lived on this land for generations, did you have any legal deeds to claim this?
We do have all the deeds. We do have all the original documents. We were paying the taxes, whatever Indian citizen lives in any part of India, whatever he does, we have. And these, in this 136 acres of land, there's been, it's just 3 years before, it was just like a normal place, which people buy and sell, and people come, people buy and sell. So there is no point to say that we don't have any deeds. We do have all the deeds, and we were paying tax. We have all the tax papers which we were paying to the government for the past 32 years. So that is another which it's been blinded, by other people. They say that we do have all the deeds. We do have whatever. How can we sell? How can most of the houses which belongs here, they have been pledged their documents in the bank and they have taken loan.
Right. Also, Mr. Joseph, did you approach the tribunal in this case? And also, there was a commission that was looking into this matter. What did they say?
Actually, there are people hearing a worry, but people hear it, but there is no, we are just kept on a side that we have been told every day, your problem will be solved soon, your problem will be solved soon. But there is another thing is the tribunal and everything. Apart from the latest thing which I wanted to address you, which nobody has addressed, regarding the new commission which was being appointed by this residing government. When the commission head, Mr. Ramachandran, he came to our place, he did the first session. The first thing which he addressed the people is, because there's been a big made-up story saying that this land is being told by courts, this is a Waqf land. The first thing which the commission head, Mr. Ramachandran, had told is, no court in India has ever told this Munambam has been a Waqf land. This was the first thing. When he came for the first session, he addressed us directly. Please do keep in mind, not a single court in India has told that this land, because the Waqf Board is saying that this court said like this, the other courts, he said not a single court in India has said that this belongs to the Waqf or this land. So you people need to know that this is what I want to say. Then afterwards, what happened, the same Waqf Samrakshana Samiti and the Waqf Samrakshana Vedi, they went to the court and they filed a case against the ruling government, and they were forced to take off this commission.
Right. Also, my last question to you, Mr. Joseph, why do you think the Waqf Amendment Bill, the revised bill, can address issues such as yours?
Yes, of course, we do have a great, we are expecting a great from this new amendment which is being brought up. We do, because according to what we have seen and what we have read, we do have a lot of things which will give a lot of pressure on the Waqf board to take off their claim from us. You know, they will be forced, because first of all, it's not a Waqf land. It's a deed which the Farooq College had the right to sell it. It's been written in the deed. You have the right to sell it. That's why they sold it. And why this government took 35 years tax and everything, and suddenly from nowhere, somebody comes and say this land belongs to us. And another thing I really say is, there is not even a single Muslim family in 3.5-kilometer radius. And they don't even have a history of somebody staying here for the past 200 years. So there is a big conspiracy.
Right. Thank you, Philip Joseph, for joining us, speaking on the Munambam dispute centered around legal challenges that residents of this Ernakulam village face now over the land that they live on. In fact, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has also acknowledged the KCBC's position on social media, calling it a welcome step. And she has also welcomed the bishop's demand to amend sections of the Waqf Act that they consider unfair and anti-constitutional. Also joining us now is Charan Singh Sapra, who's a Congress spokesperson. We have Atikur Rahman, researcher, Islamic Studies. We have Jason Adapalli, who's a former member of Kerala Roman Catholics. And we have R.P. Singh, BJP spokesperson. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show. Mr. Sapra, there are these individual independent disputes between parties that makes you think if there is actually a need for reform. How is, you just heard the Munambam residents speaking about this. Ministers are talking about several disputes. How is the Congress party going to defend its position that Waqf amendment bill is anti-constitutional?
See, let me tell you in one line that this is not about the transparency. This is about the total control which Narendra Modi government wants on the Waqf board. We are generally opposing the way they are going. They just want to bulldoze this these amendments which they want to get, and the kind of process they have followed. They made a JPC, no doubt, but in JPC, the dissent notes of the opposition member parliaments was not taken into account until and unless we protested in the parliament. The dissent notes were not taken into the account. So this government somewhere wants to hide something which is very serious. And when we say it is unconstitutional, it is an infringement on the rights of the Muslim community. It violates Article 25-26, which clearly says that a community has the right, has the independence to run their own religious monuments or religious mandirs. Now, like they are saying that Hindus will be in the Waqf board, can they say that Shromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, we can allow Muslims or we can allow Christians in Shromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee? Or recently they have just announced a framework for Ram Janmabhoomi Trust in which 15 members they have announced. And clearly the government has stated that the officers, the government officers, IAS officers from central government and the state government will be Hindu. And if the DM in the state, in Ayodhya, is a Muslim, then the additional DM or maybe the deputy collector will be in his place. So when government is framing a particular law for Ayodhya, and there cannot be two set of rules, one for Hindus and one for Muslims.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Jason here. So the CBCI has brought out a statement that says that
gets them easier votes.
Yes, Mr. Sapra, I'll come back to you. Mr. Jason, the CBCI's statement is different from what the Bishop Council in Kerala has given out, because the CBCI also says that minority rights have to be protected. What made the Bishops' Council in Kerala come out in support of this bill?
Well, if you look at this particular Waqf amendment bill, see, we should not be looking at just only on a particular religion. Now, this actually affects every Indian citizen, regardless of religion, caste, or background. Now, it's actually a battle between justice and injustice, between the rights of people and unchecked of power of a system that has led to land grabs across the country. Now, that is why Kerala Catholic Bishop Council, in fact, this particular statement which they have made was instigated by Bishop Ambrose Pudanvitil, who is the Kottapuram Bishop, and they have come forward in strong support of this amendment. Now, why did KCBC support this amendment? Now, this is not a political body. KCBC is not at all a political body. It's a moral voice that stands for truth, fairness, and justice.
Okay.
So why did it take stand on issue? Now, you look at this particular case of Munambam case, 610 families. It's a direct attack on innocent families. And
okay, so that's why you're
there have been-
showing support to Munambam. Mr. Atikur Rahman, you know, apart from the Waqf by user and the fact that non-Muslims will be part of Waqf councils now, what are the concerns of the Muslim community? And do you think that the government has been able to reach out to the community and have a dialogue that has been put in place?
Vasudha, there are two important areas. One, in the Waqf Amendment Act, there is a clause, and the clause reads, no suit, appeal, or other proceedings for the enforcement of any right on behalf of the Waqf which have not been registered shall be instituted, commenced, heard, tried, or decided by any court after 6 months of the commencement of the 2024 Waqf Amendment Act. Now tell me, Vasudha, is this democratic? Is this not arbitrary on the part of the government? When the community is showing you that we do not align with the government lines, that you try to usurp our large lands. We are not depending only on the opposition, Vasudha. The opposition parties can have their own political priorities. Here the community, 5 crore of them, has registered their concerns with the JPC. And the government of India is not trying to align this particular aspect. And secondly, Vasudha, if the government needs that the Muslim community should rely upon the government, how can we expect this particular Modi government?
Okay, Mr. RP Singh, can you respond to Mr. Atikur Rahman? You know, he's saying that this bill is not just anti-democratic, it's also anti-constitutional.
Well, Vasudha, first let me just clear some doubts which have been raised by my friend in Congress party. He said that the land, the masjid or the religious places will be used, the land for that will be managed by the government of India or managed by the Waqf board, which will Waqf board. No, so please, and don't compare Waqf board with Gurdwara committee. Gurdwara committee is supposed to manage the Gurdwaras, not the land. This Waqf board is basically land management organization. And also, there is no issue of any masjid being run by any trust. But all masjid can be run by any trust, and then trust can be managed as they want to manage it. No one is interfering into that. The only concern is that because there are properties, and let me remind Mr. Sapra also that there is already a dispute which is going on in Yamunanagar between a Gurdwara committee and the Waqf board, because Waqf board has claimed the Gurdwara land. And I've been told that even the Gurdwara Rakabganj Sahib is under consideration of being claimed by the Waqf board. So the concern is that.
Mr. Sapra, quickly, would you like to respond to that? 30 seconds.
Yeah. See, when he's talking about, he's not sure about the Rakabganj Gurdwara land. He's saying it may be. He's saying.
Sir, I'm telling you a surety about Yamunanagar. I'm telling you a surety about Yamunanagar. No. Let's talk about Yamunanagar first.
Please don't shout. Listen.
Don't run away. And then please don't compare Gurdwara committee with Waqf board. Waqf board is purely a land management organization.
Out of
the land management trust,
Gurdwara committee have been encroached by the government authorities. Is the government ready to free those 65 lands? Maybe the Rakabganj might be one of the 65 lands. The government has encroached 65 land parcels in Delhi out of 355. This is what Sachar committee is saying. First reply on that.
And when you are saying also says that the revenue
not only running the Gurdwara, it is also controlling the property.
It says it should earn something like 1,200 crore rupees, which is only 163 crore rupees.
Which Mr. RP Singh doesn't know.
What are you talking about? You are standing by the land mafia, and that's what Congress do. Because your dynasty has been with the land mafias only. Your family, your dynasty, which you belong to, only stand by the land mafia, and they themselves not be the same.
And Mr. Singh, thank you so much for being part of this. I'm completely out of time. Thank you all of you for joining me on this discussion. The Waqf clearly is too important an institution to fail. So while reform is the way forward, dialogue also needs to be at the center of these efforts. Maybe the discussion that the Parliament is all set to witness in the next few days, probably on Wednesday, will clear the air.